as Maine's largest accidental spill of forever chemicals impacted Casco Bay. Scientists have released a 2-year study that traced contamination from PFAS chemicals from an August 2024 discharge of tens of thousands of gallons of firefighting foam at the former Brunswick Naval Air Station.
Although the levels of toxic chemicals have gone down in areas downstream from that spill, there are still serious concerns about how the watershed will be affected in the long run. News 10 Maine's Vivian Lee explains.
Over 2 years, scientists from Bigelow Laboratory for Ocean Sciences gathered nearly 600 water and sediment samples from 76 sites along the 1,000 square mile Casco Bay watershed. Scientists found that a major release of toxic firefighting foam laden with PFAS chemicals on the former Brunswick Naval Air Station was a serious environmental disaster.
So this PFAS spill is like a heart attack to the system.
Ivy Fernoka, who leads the Friends of Casco Bay, worked with Bigelow Lab on the study. The results were released earlier this week. Levels of the forever chemicals in shellfish in Harpswell Cove, downstream from the spill, rose to more than 7 times the state's safety limit. State marine officials quickly closed the area to shellfish harvesting.
I was surprised to see how high it got, but the concentrations in the water were extremely high coming from upstream.
Jim Stallnecker is a biologist who leads the Maine Department of Environmental Protection's water monitoring program. After the spill, tests showed PFAS levels spiked in Atlantic Silverside, a common minnow in Harpswell Cove.
Again, the fish seem to be picking up PFAS more than the shellfish.
It took about 10 weeks for PFAS levels in the water to return to pre-spill conditions. Shellfish harvesting resumed last fall after levels dropped below state action guidelines. To learn more about the spill's long-term effects, environmental chemist Christoph Apley from Bigelow Lab used chemical fingerprinting to find the foam's unique signature. He and his team tracked the forever chemicals as they moved 8 miles from the outflow at Brunswick Landing and remained in the water long after the accident.
Initially, you have an uptake, but then because Harpswell Cove is just a tidal system, it gets flushed out.
The sheer volume of the Gulf of Maine provides enough dilution to keep concentrations in most of the bay below federal safety benchmarks. However, researchers warned that these toxic chemicals don't break down or disappear. The study also found that the Kennebec River is a significant contributor to the toxic burden.
We probably need to take some of these places that are hot spots and figure out how to continuously monitor PFAS levels in the water.
State regulators are expected to release additional findings from tissue sampling from the Kennebec River. Vivian Lee, News Center, Maine.
We will have that full report on the study on newscentermaine.com.